Now, get ready for the hottest podcast coming out of Dallas, Texas, with Sean Fox, K Boogie, and Cowboys Nikki. Stars talking Cowboys. Let's go!
Yo, here we go again, back up on the scene. Stars talking Cowboys, you know what I mean. The podcast repping everything with silver and blue, keeping it real, that's what they do. Let me tell you about the crew. Sean Fox spitting facts, K Boogie's giving game, Nikki's got the stats, so of course she covers everything. It's showtime, so let's get to the biz, and that Stars talking Cowboys. Yeah, you know what time it is.
Yo, welcome back to another podcast episode of Stars Talking Cowboys. Starring Sean Fox, K Boogie, and Cowboys Nikki is in the building.
You gonna dig this. Let's go.
What's up, Cowboy Nation? This is OG Cowboy Fox in the building. We got Stars Talking Cowboys. We had a couple weeks off of vacation and off season, but we're back. I'm your host, Sean Fox. Other hosts will be on in just a moment. Got a lot going on today, a lot of news going on. First and foremost, though, I want to, say a prayer to those who were affected by the bridge that fell out in Baltimore. That was a tragic situation, a tragic accident, and you never want to see anything like that to happen, especially for somebody to lose their life over something like that. So I want to give my condolences to those who are affected by that. Hey, it's just that time of year again to talk about the off season and all the BS that Cowboy fans are going through. What's up, Nikki?
Hey.
Long time no see.
I know, right? It's been a minute.
Yeah. But we're here.
We're here.
I mean, we definitely want to talk about the latest news that we heard today about the Cowboys.
Yeah. About the decks, and mutual agreement and all that.
I'm still not completely buying it though.
Yeah. I don't know what to believe in more. Jerry and them lie so much, so I don't know what to believe anymore with this organization. All I can say is that a lot of these things were handled wrong. And they were handled wrong way in the beginning. From the very beginning of Dak's contract, it was handled wrong. By them paying Elliott before they paid Dak, So it started from there, and then everything just kind of spiraled out of control. But for me, in all honesty, if that's what it is, and if that's what it's going, I'm cool with it. I'm actually okay with it. I'm actually cool with it. And if by chance somehow Dak end up having a good season, somehow we end up having a good season, I would still walk. I would still walk. I wouldn't sign another contract with the Cowboys. I would still walk. One, ungrateful. The fans have been nothing but totally ungrateful and disrespectful to this man since he been here. Contrary to the fact of what people think, feel, or say, there's plenty of teams that wish they had a Dak Prescott on their team. Plenty of teams wish they had it. We know that this is how Jerry and them roll. We know that this is their IMO. This is what they do. That he's not the first person that they've done this to, and he's not going to be the last they do it to. This is what you call, technically, is what you call a push out. I kind of figured that once they didn't give Mike McCarthy an extension and said that it was going to let him play out this year, I kind of figured after we played the way we played in the playoffs and how it went down, I kind of figured it probably was going to come to this just because of the way that they were stalling, and the fact that if they really was concerned and they really was, this really wasn't their intent, knowing that restructuring Dex contract, knowing that that would give us some financial relief to be able to get free agents and pick up quality free agents, and they didn't do it. I knew what time it was when he went out and got Trey Lance and didn't have a conversation with Mike McCarthy or with Dak that you were going out and get Trey Lance. I knew what time. I knew what time it was. So as much as Dak loved the Cowboys, as much as he was born and raised to love this team, as much as he loved playing, and it was a dream come true for him to play for his team, the Dallas Cowboys, as a kid, and he finally got to play for them and be the face of this franchise for them. If I was Dak, I would walk. I would walk after this season is up. I would walk because the criticism is not going to get any better. The treatment is not going to get any better from the fans, some of the fans. I mean, it is what it is. We have a toxic fan base. We have a toxic fan base, and we have a toxic organization, and we have toxic owners and leaders at the top, because that's where it all started, the top. So I called this. I think I said this in the chat that I think this I thought this is how it was gonna go. Now, don't get me wrong, and this only March. Anything can happen between now and then. Like I say, Jerry and them say things, and a lot of times he say stuff. They say stuff for attention, and they say stuff to keep the Cowboys relevant, to keep the Cowboys in the media. But for some reason, I don't have that feeling on this. I have a feeling that and even if Dak went in there and if like they said, if he mutually agreed with them about this, some people could look at it as saying that, cool, Dak betting on himself like he's done the whole time. When he's been in these contract situations, he said, I'm gonna bet on myself. He played on the tag. He played out his whole 4-year rookie deal. He played on the tag. He did all that, So even if he did go in there saying, okay, I'm gonna bet on myself and I'm cool with betting on myself or whatever, that's fine. Even if that was it. But I just still feel like the way that all of this was handled from the beginning with Dak from the beginning was wrong. And, it was bound to lead to this. And not only that, when you have family members speaking out and constantly in the media and constantly saying things, it's not a good look. It's not a good look. It's not a good look for the player. It's not a good look. It's just not a good look for it. It's just not a good look all the way around. One of the reasons why I've told Tad a lot of times, hey, Tad, stay out the media. You don't have to go back and forth with these fans. Chill out, because anything they could use against them, they will, and at the end of the day, it's business. I understand it's business, but that's the dirty part of the business. And we all know that these owners are billionaires, and we all know that they did not become billionaires by not being dirty. At some point.
But
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but can I ask a question though? Why would they add 2 voidable years onto a contract if they hadn't planned on doing something?
It's just stupid.
Yeah, and that's why I'm not putting too much stake into that article until I actually 100% see it, because it doesn't make good business sense to add more, unless they want to spread the money out further, which would be even more stupider, because you're just putting yourself more and more in debt to a player that's not going to be in your team if you decide to let him go. So that's why right now that I don't really put stock into a lot of stuff that's said during the off season, especially, when it's, I'm not going to say that it's not coming from a reliable source. I mean, I haven't heard, some of the big names to say it. I see a lot of posts about it, a lot of articles, but Scheffner, you haven't heard Scheffner say anything about it. things like that. So I'm not saying that the article is not true. That first of all, I want everybody to understand that.
If I'm not
I
mistaken,
just
I think Adam Schefter did. I think if I'm not mistaken, he was the one to actually or was it Iron Rapper?
I think it was Ian, yeah,
Was it okay, maybe it was Eon. Okay.
yeah. But I'm gonna verify it real quick because I don't like telling stories. So
Right, that's what I was looking up.
I'm
But I
definitely
think,
gonna
yeah, I
verify
don't know
it.
why I thought I started shelving it somewhere, but it probably was. And
So yeah, that's like I said, that's my take on it. I'm not saying that the article is. I mean, what they're saying is not true. I'm just not going to. Uh, I'm just not gonna put. So let me put Miss Miller's comment. She says, I think after Denver decided to eat that much money, you can't put anything past them at this point. Um, when you have a team that's won 36 games out of the last 3 years, and you're this, and you can say that you're almost this close to making it to the next level. I just can't see Jerry Jones doing that. That's just me, though. I can't see him going into rebuilding stage. And if that's what's going to happen, then if that's what he does, then we're going to be rebuilding. So, but once again, that's just me. We're talking about Dak here, Kelly. And Shannon says there's no cap space. Yeah, and that's the only thing I'm saying. I mean, how much cap space do we actually have right now? It's not a lot. Let's see here. Jerome says defense was the problem in the playoff game. So right now, the Cowboys got $2.2 million worth of cap space right now. What can we do with that?
okay.
So
Yeah, well, yeah, everybody's seen the playoff game. Everybody know what happened in the playoff game. But for the life of me, I can't understand why and how just because you don't like Dak, you can honestly sit here and say that Dak is the reason why we lost the playoff game. I give Dak his issues in that game. Yes, he had 2 picks, but that first pick came because why? We were forcing the ball because why? We were trying to get on the board because why? Defense opened up the game and set the tone of that game. Defense let Green Bay go right down the field and score on opening kickoff. Actually, in a game like that, I would have preferred us take the ball. If we win the toss, I would have preferred us to take the ball. And we didn't. We, so that came in the game behind the A ball. He came in the game chasing a score. And we all know what happens when you're trying to when you're trying to catch up. We all know what happens. I think the goal was, let's tie this game up so it don't spiral out of control. Let's stay neck and neck with them. But instead, they got opposite because you tried to force the ball. You tried to get the ball down the field. You tried to force the ball. You got a turnover. Instead, they end up going up 2 scores. So now you're chasing 2 scores. You know what I'm saying? Now you chase 2 scores. If our defense could have at least just got it doing that, even doing any of those times, if our defense could have just at least got one stop, at least got them off the field one time, even held them to a field goal off even from the turnover. even just held them to a field goal, I guarantee you it could have been a different game. But nobody sees that. They only see what Dak did, what Dak didn't do. Nobody wants to take account. Wants CD Lamb to take accountability for the drop pass that was in his hand. You know, nobody want to take the accountability for the defense when they did get a third down stop. They got a defensive hold. They got some sort of penalty, but nobody want to take accountability. Nobody want no one else to take accountability. They just want it all to fall on the shoulders and the blame of Dak, and that's what I'm tired of. So at this point, let him play out his year contract. If we do fine and we win and we end up having a good season, because things can happen. You never know what can happen. We could still end up having a good season regardless of what it looked like in our free agency season. We could still have a good season. Win and take your talent and go on somewhere else. Go somewhere where you're going to be appreciated. Go somewhere where a team and a fan base is going to be happy to have you. Because there's plenty of teams that wish they had close to a Dak Prescott. Close to a Dak Prescott. I mean, basically, Jerry, you saying that you ready to let him walk because you ain't gave him no help. You ain't did nothing. And then you ain't did nothing to even help him. So that's what you want. This is Jerry IMO. This is what he does. It's a setup. This is the things that he do. And I can't even say it's all Jerry. Let's say Steven. Let me not leave Steven crooked ass out.
I was about to say, didn't Jerry say that pretty much all we need, we got Dak and we're gonna do more with less?
Yep, that's what he said.
Because we got Dak.
Yep.
So when you say something like that, that means that you're supporting your quarterback. You have faith in your quarterback. But then you turn around and then we see the story that we saw today. And like I said, I'm still baffled that we added 2 more voidable years onto his contract.
That's what I'm baffled on.
Yeah, he has a no trades clause. So what was the reason for doing that? You know, if you did that to say $4 million, $5 million, that wasn't good enough. So let's see. So it says, I'm reading an article. I got an article right here. It says, despite the cap limitations, Jones expressed confidence in the young core of his team, namely Jalen Tolbert, Sam Williams, DeMarvion Overshawn, and Molly Smith to step it up in place of the departed, more expensive veterans. So what do you think about that statement?
What they tell you?
That somebody's fickle, that we got a fickle owner. That's what it's telling me. You know, when you got people like Ocho Cinco going on that podcast with what's his name? I don't like calling it. With Sharp apologizing to the Cowboys fans for what we got going on as with our owner and the disrespect that it seems like more people outside of the Cowboys organization have more respect for Dak than the actual fan base.
And the fan base.
And that's what bothers me.
Yep. That bothers me the most. I mean, because it's some terrible quarterbacks. And I don't see them trashing a quarterback like our fans have trashed Dak. And I understand we want to win. I understand that it's been 28, 29 long years. I understand that the goal of this game is to make it to the playoffs, is to win in the playoffs, and to, quote, at least get to the NFC Championship game. I totally agree. I totally agree with that. I totally get it. But I don't know where in some of their minds that Dak has to be the one to do it all. Yes, he's quarterback. Yes, he's the leader of the team. Yes, the team should go as Dak go. But let's talk about the times when your quarterback had to pick up your defense. When your defense had to, and rightfully so, that your defense had to carry your offense. That's what a team do. Or your special teams had to come through and carry your offense and your defense by making a field goal. You know, a 60, 65 yards, almost 70-yard field goal. They had to come through and pick them and pick your team up and pick them up and put them on your back. It's all about putting each other on each other's back and making it work and making it happen. But sometimes I feel like the outside noise, it's a problem. It's a problem. And it
Yeah.
becomes pressure. It becomes pressure. It's enough pressure already playing for the Dallas Cowboys. When you put that when you say you are that play for the Dallas Cowboys and you put that star on, it's already enough pressure for you. Less more than when you come in and you got all this fan, you got the fan base, you got this fan base. Spoil fan base, basically. You want to say we're spoiled fan base. But we have no reason to be spoiled anymore. We haven't done nothing in 28, 29 years. So why are we still spoiled? Why? That shouldn't even be the word spoiled shouldn't even be in our vocabulary now, right now. Because we ain't done nothing in 28, 29 years. So what are we spoiled for? What? And today is not the night or the day. I'm not for Drew and the foolery. I'm just not for it.
I mean, it's like this. The NFL is a business. We all know that the NFL is a business.
It is.
And I think us as fans got to understand sometimes that we have to understand just that is a business.
It's a business.
But there's such a thing as being realistic also. The facts show that we have been an above average team for a long time. Well, I'm not gonna say a long time. We're consistently, it's been a long time since with our starting quarterback, and let me put this disclaimer in there, with our starting quarterback, that we've been an average team. We've pretty much during our starting quarterback, we've had some good years. And I don't want to say that's what has spoiled us, but we didn't got so used to winning more games than we've lost, that we've seen sometimes have unrealistic expectations. Like I said, I go back to 2016, when Dak and them did come into the league. Did I want them to go further than what they did? Yes, I want them to go further than what they did. But I also knew that it was going to be hard for two rookies to lead us to the promised land. I was just being realistic. Now, today, when we've had a solid QB for a few years, I'm just more disappointed that, you see a lot of teams like LA, and they're paying for it now. You've seen teams like Tampa Bay, and they're paying for it now. That went all in. But they did it. They got their Super Bowl.
Right.
And we don't have the mentality of, our organization don't have the mentality of, okay, we need to take the next step. So let's go ahead and just do what we got to do to get over the hump.
Right.
Look at the Rams did when Sean McVay got there. Year after year after year, for the first few years that he was there, they were right there at the cusp. So then they just went all in, did what they had to do to get the players on the team to win this Super Bowl, and that's what they did. Us, we go through the same thing over and over again. So
because we constantly trying to patch things up. We're not going out and buying the new things. We're constantly trying to patch it up with small pieces of things, with pieces that we know is gonna break. So this is where the bend don't break defense came from, because they just patched it up with players that they think can fit in this thing. But you ain't got but you ain't get it's like me having a bad tire on my car, and instead of me just going buy a whole brand new tire, I just went and get a used tire just to get me over 2 weeks or 3 weeks. But no sooner than when I got a weekend on that tire, it blew out. And that's the same thing. That's what we have been doing these past years. We're going out and we're getting someone that got a bad knee, got 2-3 ankle injuries, got a bad hip. Boy, that's what we going to get, because they cheap. They might fill in for 1 or 2 games, but by the time we get to that 3rd, 4th, 5th game that we really need them, they out. They on the sideline. They hurt. So now we got to call somebody up off the practice squad that ain't play the game. And what irritates me with us, we'll go out and we'll get all these players and won't do nothing with them. We let them get pushed off the roster to another team. We risk and let them go hit the free agency. Then they go and they walk. And we go get all these players and we don't do nothing with them. Why would you go get Martavius Bryant? Even though he ain't played football in a long time, he was in good football shape. When he trained for y'all, worked out and showed y'all, that could have been a weapon in the red zone when we needed him. You didn't have that. That could have been a weapon. That could have been 6'3", 6'4", whatever his height is. That could have been a red zone weapon. When we were struggling in the red zone, we're running the ball. It's things like that don't make common sense. That's common sense to me. That don't make sense to me that they do. Mike McCarthy is ancient with his play calling. He's ancient with his thought process. He all on this. He analytics. He shouldn't have never came out the basement. Period. He should have just stayed down there, because he came out the basement and did absolutely nothing. I never was on board for hiring Mike McCarthy. I told y'all that when they hired him. I said, I'm gonna give him a chance, but that ain't my pick. I don't trust him. That ain't my pick. Time management, horrible. It's like Jerry don't want to pull around everything but the right things. Yeah. So I'm sick of him. I'm sick of Steven. I'm sick of his new daughter. Sick of all of them. Then you got then either way, you still got controversy with Dak, because you got this girl saying about this assault. You know what I'm saying? So now he not only did the pressure of, okay, I'm about to play my last year out on my contract. Then you got to worry when it's gonna come to play. And it's a possibility that Roger Goodell could choose to put him on his exempt list because of what the charges are. What he's been accused of. That could even possibly happen. If that happens, then his money, it won't count against us. It won't count against our cap this year if that happens. Then I got something in the back of my mind, sitting in the back of my mind telling me I feel like this is something Jerry and them set up.
I was about to say this.
I just feel like this is something they set up.
This might be a situation where they want to see what happens with this before they do what they got to do. Because Deshaun Watson, possible. Deshaun Watson, his situation set a bad precedent for the NFL, and the owners are still mad about that contract.
But you're not going to sit here and tell me that Justin Herbert deserved his money. What he won?
Right. So yeah, Drew, I did sit there and watch the Lions game. I did watch the Lions game, but I also saw a defense that gave up a touchdown towards the end of the game
with 27 seconds left.
Yes, which put them in a position to have to go with that call. So yes, I did watch the Lions game, but I also saw your defense mess up towards the end to put us in a position to have to stop the 2-point conversion.
Yeah.
So that's not a good analogy right there, bro.
Let's take the Miami game. Let's take the Miami game. That put us in position to win that game. Whether it was by 1 point or not. He drove the ball down the field, scored a touchdown, put us in position to win the game. Your defense needed one stop. Miami had no more timeouts. All you had to do was stop them on a third down and force them to go for it on fourth down and stop them. Just needed one stop and run the clock out. That's it. Your defense didn't get the stop that we needed. But they'll blame that game on Dak as well. When Dak ain't the one that went out, he brought you down the field, opening drive. And your fullback fumbled the ball at the 1 yard line. So what Dak had to do? And then your defense let them go down the field and score score out the gate. So your quarterback had to come back in and put you back up in the game. And he did that. Despite of what happened, he put us in position to win that game in Miami. Your defense didn't. Your defense did not get one stop to stop Miami from Tua from getting the ball down the field. This boy say Dak did nothing in the first half of the Dolphins. So who scored the first? Who was it that got the first points for the Cowboys for the game to be 7-7 after the fumble? After we fumbled at the 1 yard line and Miami went down the field and scored a touchdown, and we came back and scored a touchdown. Who tied the game up?
So Cowboys went up 7-0 in the first quarter. It should have been 14-3 at the end of the first quarter, as you said. The fullback fumbled the ball, so it should have been 14-3. Second quarter, it was 10-0.
Right.
Let me look at the stats of that game. So your quarterback went 20 of 32, 253 yards, 2 TDs, no picks. Your running back in that game had your leading rusher was Tony Pollard with 12 carries for 38 yards.
No running game. When you have a running game, you take pressure off the passing game. If you can't run the ball, you got to do what? Especially if your defense not getting stops, right? If your defense not getting stops, you got to do what? You got to get the ball down the field to score.
And Miami is not the easiest place to play in, too, because of the humidity down there. Because of the way
And
they
then
got
it started
the
raining.
Yeah. So, I'm not, it's just certain things that it's certain aspects of football that
If you ain't never played, you don't know.
If you ain't never played, you ain't never played, you definitely don't know. So, yeah. So defense held the Dolphins. He said defense held the Dolphins to 24 points. What did Dak do?
I don't even understand that question. I don't even understand that question because regardless of what the defense held them to, when Dak put us in position to win the game, what did your defense do to stop them from winning the game? Your defense needed one stop to keep them from winning the game. No matter what happened, first, second, third, fourth quarter is where every quarterback and every player earn their money, right? Fourth quarter. It's when you earn your money, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what you do in the first, second, or the third quarter. I mean, it matters to an extent. But the fourth quarter is when you earn your money. The fourth quarter is when you know what you got on your team. That drove down the field, put us in position to win the game. Whether we win the game by 1 point or not, he put us in position to win that game. All your defense had to do was get one stop and stop them from getting in field goal range. That's all. You're a top 5 defense. At that time, we was top 4, maybe top 4 defense at that time. We didn't do it. We didn't do it. So you can flip it how you want to flip it. You can spin it how you want to spin it. You can put it all on deck if you want to. But that ain't the reason we lost the game. You know when we lost the game? When we fumbled the ball.
On the 1 yard line.
On the 1 yard line. That's when we lost the game. And that ball wasn't in Dak's hands. And you know when we lost it again? Instead of Tony Pollard running the ball in, he ran out and tried. And what he ran out for, I don't know. But he had a clear touchdown. That's where you lost the game at again. Again, the ball wasn't in Dak's hand. But when the ball was in Dak's hand, he put us in position to win the game. But your defense needed to stop, and they didn't get it done.
Fourth quarter, we outscored Miami 10-3. And those 3 points killed us.
Thank you.
So, I definitely didn't want to come on this show and want to talk about what happened last year.
But you got to.
Yeah.
Because you got fans like that. That's just that's delusional. That only see what they want to see. In spite of wearing glasses. They're delusional. It's okay to hate the man. It's okay not to like the man. That's your choice. Nobody could that's your preference. That is your choice. It's okay. There's a plenty of them that came through here I didn't like. And I couldn't stand Anthony Brown. Still don't like him. But when Anthony Brown played a good game, and I gave him his props.
Of course.
I gave him his props. If he had a good game. If he had a play that caused that negated a score, okay, Anthony Brown, I see you. That's my thing. That's the issue I have with a lot of Cowboy fans. Like, I don't care that you don't like that. That's your option. That's your choice. That's your right. As a Cowboy fan, that's perfectly your choice. to like who you like and dislike who you don't like. I have an issue with the fact that that you don't like him, but you can never give me a logical reason of why you don't like him. You can't never tell me why you don't like him. And another issue I got, y'all all want him gone, but can't nobody tell me who gonna replace him.
They want Lance. They want Lance.
Lance that couldn't beat out Sam Darnold. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying Lance can't be a good quarterback. Because I liked Lance when he was in college. I liked when the 49ers picked him. I thought it was a great pick for them. But Shanahan is an offensive guru, quote unquote. The best with quarterbacks. And I get it. Trey Lance had an injury in between that time. But at the end of the day, if Shanahan couldn't make you be the quarterback they needed you to be, who gonna do it over here in Dallas? Because we ain't never ever been able to develop a player. I ain't never seen us develop a player. That's why they sit on the practice squad for so long. Or that's why when they leave, you see them become a better player. We don't develop players. So who gonna develop him? Damn sure can't say Cooper Rush. I didn't heard that. But Cooper Rush, when Dak was out, Cooper Rush won. No, defense won those games. If you want to be clear, you want to be technical, defense won those games with Cooper Rush. He managed the game. He managed the game based off of defense playing at a high volume at that time. He managed the game. But you seen the real Cooper Rush when we went to Philly. Cooper Rush hit the market. Did anybody call Jerry for Cooper Rush? Okay. Okay.
He's right back in
Wow,
Dallas.
that's all I'm gonna say.
You got to think about it. What's the other little kid that we had? He done went to two more teams.
DiNucci.
Yeah, DiNucci done went to two more teams before Rush did. So
That's all I'm gonna say. Wentz was a number 1 draft pick, wasn't he? Okay.
who's the only
Oh, okay.
quarterback? Who's the only quarterback left from the class that
Okay.
Dak was picked in?
Oh, okay.
How many quarterbacks are starting in the NFL from that draft
Okay.
class?
Oh, okay. How many still playing? Oh, okay. That's what I thought.
I'm gonna make sure because I want to make sure we.
I know Wentz got picked up by the Rams latter part of the year, but I don't know if he's still there.
Let's see. So Jared Goff is still playing.
Yeah, I know. Goff is at Detroit.
So yeah, Carson Wentz, Paxton Lynch, Christian Hackenberg,
Um,
Jacoby Brissett, Cody Kessler, and Connor Cook.
Brissett, he's still Jacoby.
Yeah, he went back to New England.
He's still playing. Okay.
Yeah, but there's only 2 starting quarterbacks left in that out of that draft class. That's Jared Goff
And that.
and Dak.
But Jared Goff now with his original team.
Right. So, I don't feel that, as Cowboy fans, I have to come on here and defend Dak's resume. I just want to know who everybody thinks is going to replace him and win 36 games in the last 3 years. That's all I know. And winning those 36 games in the last 3 years hasn't been done in decades.
Wow. Wow.
So you had the last time it's been done was 2014, and that was the Broncos, and they won 38 games in 3 years. But you got to add the Super Bowl wins into that and the playoffs.
Hmm. Well, all I'm gonna say is this. Um, I don't know what's gonna be the final outcome of the situation with Dak and the Dallas Cowboys. At the end of the day, I know that it's a business. Players come, players go. Um, I'm going to support him long as he's here, long as he wear the star. I'm going to support him when his time. I mean, we all know eventually one day that his time was coming. His time would come that he has to go. So, if that happens for the end of if happens for 2025, no matter what, I'm gonna wish him the best. I'm gonna wish him well. I'm still a Dallas Cowboy fan, and I'm gonna gear up and be ready to cheer on whoever the next quarterback is. Simple as that.
You know which teams have won the most games in the last 3 years? Kansas City with 37. Guess who's next? The Cowboys. These are regular season games. Then after that, it's San Francisco, Buffalo with 35, Philadelphia with 34, Baltimore, Cincinnati with 31, Green Bay, and Tampa Bay with 30.
Secret apps they don't want you to know about.
So other NFL, well, I'm not going to say other NFL news. So, yeah, I'll say other NFL news. We never talked about, everybody wanted Derrick Henry. He ended up going to Baltimore.
Right.
I think that is going to be quiet as it's kept. Probably the best thing in the world for Lamar Jackson.
Mm-hmm. In terms of what?
He doesn't have to be the focus of the running game. He now has somebody that can run the ball. Yeah, he wants to take all them hits. And defenses are going to play him more honestly now.
True. But we also get to see him be a quarterback more honestly. We'll also get to see more of what they saying they want to see from him as a quarterback versus him running the ball all the time.
Yep.
So, I think it's it's good on both ends. He gets, Henry gets a chance to go into another team, start over. Basically, might as well say because he's been with the Titans his whole career. So I think, yeah, I think that was a good. I think it was a good fit for him to go to Baltimore. Granted, he probably would have liked to stay in Dallas because he just bought another house here in Dallas and he trains here in Dallas every off season. So being in Dallas probably would have been a more ideal pick for him because he wouldn't have had to move his family, travel with his family. He was home. He would have been home, you know. Um, but of course, Jerry and them are never going to do anything that makes sense, you know. Um, we didn't do anything that made sense this preseason. I mean, this free agency. But I didn't get alarmed over it. I didn't get upset about it because we've been doing it for years. It ain't nothing new. It's nothing new. And as much as I can't stand Steven, I kind of have to agree with him when he said, "You don't win the Super Bowl in free agency in week 1 and 2." I get it. You don't. But you also can take a chance and try to help your team to become better.
Yeah.
You can still take a chance and try to help your team to become better and stop getting in the tier 2, the tier 3, waiting for the tier 3, tier 4 players. Now, if I'm spending it and I'm thinking about it, how I'm thinking about it, some of those players that were picked up will be cut by before the season starts. Will be cut at the end of training camps. So in their mind, let's just wait for them to get cut. Then we could go at them. Because now the season finna really start, and they would rather play than watch. So now we
Oh,
can
yeah.
go low. Now we can go lowball them.
Yeah. And I think,
That's what their mindset is.
yeah.
I'm not gonna pay him $10 million when I can wait until he get cut right before the season start and have him come over here for 3.
And you know what ended up happening, right? They come to the Cowboys, they get that exposure on national TV. They get the exposure on national TV. They play their tails off, and then they end up signing with a halfway decent contract with another team. How many players have you not seen done that with the Cowboys over the last 4 or 5 years?
Yep.
How many players have you heard in the media say, "I want to play for the Cowboys. The Cowboys come get me," or "I'm interested in playing in the Cowboys," only for them to turn around and sign with somebody else?
We're always used as leverage. And anytime a player is cut loose, the first thing they do is attach him to Dallas. That's the first thing they do. And that's why I tell people quit going by everything you see on the media. Quit going by everything you hear somebody say. That ain't true. Just like when, Derrick Henry bought a house in Dallas. So he probably gonna be signing with the Cowboys. No, Derrick Henry been having a house in Dallas. He upgraded his home in Dallas. He come here every offseason and train. What are y'all talking about? He was never on their radar. He went to the store a couple of times. He had conversations with him, but he was never on their radar. We got $2. Who y'all getting? Who you getting? On the second day of free agency, that's the big money starts. Who you
Yeah.
getting? So it is what it is. I'm not upset. I'm not upset that we re-signed Rico Dowell. I said it as well. I said at this point, just go re-sign Rico. He know the offense. I think he could be a good player. Just get another running back to go with him, another powerful running back maybe to go with him. The only issue with Rico is he does have injuries. And he has missed the game because of injuries. But I'm not mad that they signed him. Fine. I'll take Rico back. At this point, we might as well go get Zeke back. Might as well run it back with Zeke. If this gonna be Dak last year, let Zeke come back. Let him and Dak ride it out they last year together. Since they came in together, let them leave out together. Period. You still got Davin Cook out there. I ain't a big fan of it, but hey, I think he could still be used in, especially in the red zone.
Yeah.
I think we could still use him at that 1 yard line, 2 yard line. So hey, it ain't all gone, and we still don't know what we're gonna do in the draft. So I don't know. But anyway, let's talk about this new kickoff.
Yeah.
That they bringing up over from the XFL.
So for those of y'all who don't know, they passed the new kickoff. Here is the actual kickoff formation. You got your kicker who's going to kick off the ball from a certain back at the whatever line it is. I'm sorry, I don't know which line. I forgot which line it was. And then you got both teams lining up on the 30 and the 35-yard line. So the ball is supposed to, if the ball lands in between the 20-yard line, then I think they bring it out to the 30.
To the 30, right.
If you fair catch it, they bring it out to the 30. If it
goes beyond it.
If it's a touchback, they bring it out to the 20? Let me read it. I don't want to tell no stories. And then I'll play it.
Yeah, I think it's the 20. It's a 20 or 25. But if you fair catch it at the 30, that's where you start at. But if it becomes a touchback, they bring it out to the 20-yard line.
Okay. And if it goes out of bounds, you start at the 40.
It starts at the 40. Correct.
Yeah. But this is what it looks like. And this is supposed to stop a bunch of injuries.
Yeah, it's supposed to stop them going full force down the field to hit you.
Yeah. So I suspect there won't be too many returns for touchdowns.
Right. Let's talk about the other rule change, the hip drop.
Yep. And there's a difference between and I told everybody, I said that's a tackle that needed to be that they needed to do that. A lot of people have gotten hurt off their hip drop. Hip injuries, broken legs, broken foot, severe.
I mean, isn't that ultimately what happened with Tony Pollard?
Yeah.
That's what happened with Tony Pollard.
What's up, Mr. Cowboy?
What's up, good people? How y'all doing?
Oh man, we here. We talking about this hip drop tackle.
Yeah, we talked about that. A lot of people are complaining about that, but to me, it's very similar to the horse collar. Can y'all hear me pretty
right?
Good?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Cool. Yeah. So yeah, it's real similar to that horse collar tackle. I mean, we saw you breaking legs and ankles like something, right? I knew it was just a matter of time for they was gonna outlaw that. I knew it was just a matter of time. Look, I was looking at the show on the way home, right? So did I hear somebody in the comment section blame Dak for the Miami game? That's what we did.
He's a Dak hater. He hate Dak.
Oh, okay.
He hates Dak. He's gonna never give Dak credit.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not,
but he never played football neither. So,
I'm critical of Dak at times, but the Miami game was not one of them. Like when he left the field, the Cowboys were winning the game. Like when he left the field in the fourth quarter, the Cowboys had the lead what else do you want from your quarterback, right? So
with 3 minutes to go in the game, with a little bit over 3 minutes to go in the game.
Yeah.
Miami ate 3 minutes and 39 seconds off the clock.
And I'm gonna be honest. When we scored that last time, it took the lead. I said that's too much time. Like I had no faith in the defense. I said that's too much time. That's all they need is a field goal. That's too much time. I had no faith that the defense was gonna get that done.
Yeah, because we wasn't even stopping Tua before that. Like we wasn't even getting no pressure on him. We was letting him just throw the ball up and down the field.
Exactly.
But they don't see that though. Exactly. But it's that fault.
Yeah.
And they were making mistakes. I remember Miami was making mistakes in the fourth quarter. So, however, we're on 2024. I'm looking forward to Atlanta and Carolina and Pittsburgh and Cleveland and Baltimore. I'm looking forward to this year.
Yeah.
So we got the AFC
North. We getting our ass beat. Oh, we getting our ass beat. Oh, we getting beat.
We got to see Pittsburgh next year, and they done stacked up like that.
We got to see Pittsburgh. We got to see Baltimore. We got to see Cleveland. We got to see that whole division.
Oh my.
We got to see the whole division.
The only good thing is we got the NFC South.
Yeah,
we had the NFC South. We got the Panthers. We got Atlanta. We got some people name who I won't say, and we got
the Bucks.
And other people name that I will not say.
Yeah. So I mean, at least we can. Well, that's at least 3 wins. Right? Well, it's at least 3, if not 4 wins. Oh man.
I just say that Jeep said we're gonna have a long season. I think this is just, and it's still early. So before I say anything, it's still early. And Nikki, you said that, but this has been the most quietest off season I've seen us had in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
The only anybody that's making any noise is Jerry and Steven when they talk.
Mm-hmm. And to be honest, I really didn't even see, like, even on the trade day, when free agency started, I really didn't see anything that was so big about any of the trades or the only thing that was kind of big. Only thing that kind of made the biggest noise was Saquon going to the Eagles.
And Chris Jones signing that
and then Chris Jones signing the contract that he signed. But I wasn't even surprised on that because I knew they was gonna give. I knew he was gonna get it. He deserved it. That's what you call a game changer.
Yeah, you got to pay him.
You got to pay him.
You got to pay him.
That's what you call a game changer.
You got to pay him.
He single-handedly changed that game. That Super Bowl.
He's a new Aaron Donald.
He single-handedly changed that Super Bowl. So you have to pay him. So I mean, besides that, I knew he was gonna get paid. I wasn't worried about him. I admit I was a little shocked for the Barkley thing, but not shocked because they had already been talking about it, let you know that it was tampering. And then you got, and I was kind of, and I was a little shocked with the Kirk Cousins going to Atlanta, but I knew it was going to happen because he moved his whole family to Atlanta. Like that, he told that told the story right there.
I wasn't surprised.
That dude got to have the best agent.
Let me tell you, that's the smartest one in the league. That when I tell you, he done racked up. He done racked up.
And they won.
Cause you know what he say? I'll play on the tag. I play on the tag. Sign me up. I play on it.
But
I play on the tag. He ain't never argued about not one contract. He ain't never argued about it. Oh, they put me on the tag. Oh, okay, I'll be there tomorrow. He racked up. Now, do I think Atlanta?
Here go this dude.
Here he go.
Do I think Atlanta will be better with him? I don't know.
I don't know.
So
You
can I
can't
just
really
put
say.
can I put my take
I don't know
on
because he's coming off an injury.
Yeah, can I put my take on the Kirk Cousin coming to Atlanta? Is this right here?
Mm.
I ain't talking about all, they trying to put seats back in that. They trying to put butts back in that stadium. And the only ones that are going in there.
But I think they could have did that with Justin Fields. I think they could. I think they could have did that with Justin Fields. Oh, Justin Fields,
Think about.
But we talking about Atlanta. I'm talking about Georgia. Okay, never mind.
Okay. I'm saying, yeah, you gotta think about it just a little bit. They want to put them in the seats. Did you come to Atlanta last time we played? We played them here.
Mm-hmm.
What did that stadium look like?
Oh.
Did not we take over that stadium?
Completely.
That's the first time I've ever been.
They had just opened the stadium when we went. That was their first year.
Exactly. So
brand new.
We had that stadium 70-75%.
Wow.
We did.
Cowboys. Yes.
We did. Oh, we showed
Bro,
up. They were putting signs on their doors at their establishment saying we could not come in if we was a Cowboys fan.
I've never seen, when you want to talk about a takeover,
it's gonna be like that again this year.
When you talk about a takeover, so remember that year that Green Bay came to Dallas
only for Chad Green to let that get killed.
Yeah, and they took over. Green Bay took over our stadium. Remember that year?
Yeah, I remember.
So we did Atlanta worse than Green Bay did to us.
And the year the Niners took over our stadium.
Yeah.
Wow.
We did.
The year the Niners took over our stadium.
Yeah, we did worse than that to the Mercedes-Benz Stadium here.
And that's what we did in Carolina this past year. Like
Kelly coming to MC Magic City, Little Uzi Kirk.
Yeah. And Kirk basically told the media that he had talked to Atlanta before all this happened. He basically threw him under the bus. He basically threw him under the bus.
Yeah.
So
they on investigation for tampering as well,
right? Right. They under an investigation for tampering as well. It's on, and the Eagles is as well, because they said that Saquon Barkley's transaction happened in 13 minutes. Ain't no way you make a trade in agreements in 13 minutes.
Ooh, you ain't lying about that.
13 minutes.
You ain't lying about that.
So they was like, "There's no way that you can make that type of. You can make a trade.
Yeah,
not a trade, but you get him to sign because he was a free agent. But there's no way in 13 minutes." Hey, Barry.
Oh man.
Well, Philly, that's typical Philly though. Like, so you ain't got the common sense to wait a couple of hours at least. So 13 minutes
that bird
in free agency, you got a whole contract.
13 minutes.
You got a whole contract. 13 minutes.
Like, y'all didn't have enough sense to wait till right before the end of the deadline.
Hey, Mr. Cowboy Nation, hey, look, 12 o'clock came. Hey, Saquon, you want to sign with us? Sure. That's all it took.
I'm talking about you had incentives and all this worked out right in 13 minutes. Right. Roster bonuses, injury clause, all this worked out in 13 minutes. And we supposed to believe that. Typical Philly, man.
So look, here's one of my favorite Eagle fans. 13 minutes is plenty of time.
That's what she said. That's what she said, David.
I caught that.
Oh man. Oh man.
But anyway,
yeah, but I hope they get Dr. Pick for that because that was clearly tampering though. It was clearly tampering. Right, that was agreed upon, you know, way before that 13 minutes.
Yeah, somebody was sitting down having a Philly cheesesteak at a couple hours before the deadline.
He probably Saquon probably had been down there all. He probably had been down there all week.
Kelly, that's an eternity for some dudes, ain't it? 13.
You better take this 13 minutes and sign this contract.
Take this 13 minutes.
Sign this contract. Right. Or you gonna be a free agent. I'm done with y'all. Oh my goodness. But now we lost Nikki. But no, man, draft. What are you looking forward to in the draft? Saying that we're not gonna bring any we're not gonna bring any household names.
Yeah, we got some holes to fill, Jack. Like we need middle linebacker, a left tackle, a running back,
a center.
A center.
We got some main components to fill.
Yeah, we got some holes.
A coach, a play caller.
Oh, that so
a GM.
Well, I think we have a GM. He just doesn't have that title. I think Will McClay is the GM, but he just, he's not officially the GM, but he's the guy though. Right.
Well, he better get us somebody other than somebody from Michigan.
Well, on Michigan front seven look.
I'll take the running back though. I'll take the running back.
Yeah, Michigan front seven look pretty good. Like I'll take somebody out there front seven on defense. I'll take that running back too. That running back nice.
So, I know you say you was listening in earlier, Mr. Cowboy, but with all the departures that we've had, what do you think this season's gonna look like for us?
Oh man. I'm not expecting any fireworks. I think it won't be a 12-win season. I'm pretty sure of that. But I don't think we're gonna go in the basement either, though. I think I'm giving us anywhere between 8 to 10 wins. We still got talent. We still got young cats. I always felt like Sam Williams needed more snaps. I felt like Izzy needed more snaps. Right, so I don't think we'll be terrible, but I don't think we'll be a 12-win team.
Yeah, I definitely don't see us being a 12-win team. I still think we should be competitive in the division. I don't see Washington doing too much. The Eagles
made some moves.
They made some moves, but they've also lost. They've lost some. So they lost a couple of big time players.
Yeah, they did. They did. They got about Lane Johnson and Fletcher Cox sitting down. So that's gonna be big. That's that leadership.
Okay, I know Fletcher Cox gone. Did Lane Johnson left?
He retired.
Yeah. Kelsey. I'm sorry,
Kelsey.
That's what I'm thinking about. Kelsey.
Yeah, I was like, wait, I didn't hear nothing about Lane. Okay, and I know they re-signed Reddick, right? Which one they re-signed, but one of them they still haven't re-signed.
Hassan Reddick. I think they re-signed Hassan Reddick and Brandon Graham.
Yeah, but now what's the other one? It was Reddick. Graham, and what's the other guy?
They brought our boy back from Detroit.
I know they brought CJ back.
They brought CJ back.
Yeah.
So did
From Detroit, but it was two main players for them. There was who Sweat.
Sweat, yeah. I'm sorry. Did they sign Sweat back? Or did they
I didn't see nothing about him being signed back. I know they signed Reddick. I know they signed Graham, and I know they brought CJ back. But I didn't hear anything about Sweat.
I don't know. You made me look for that.
That's what I'm doing now. Let me see. So while you looking at right now, let's remember to give prayers to Baltimore.
Yeah.
For the tragic that happened on the Baltimore Bridge this morning. I think they said that they confirmed 6 people is presumed dead. According to CNN. So definitely want to keep Baltimore in prayer and friends and family of the people that was involved in that tragic accident this morning on the bridge.
And don't believe everything that you see on the internet. There's a video of a bridge blowing up. And that's not the bridge that blew up. That bridge that blew up was the one that's in Ukraine. The police actually stopped traffic on the bridge. So we believe that the ones who were killed were actually workers that were working on the bridge. So it wasn't like there was a bunch of traffic on the bridge and a bunch of cars going across there. So before you share that video, make sure that you do your research on that.
Right.
That video that had the explosion to it.
I don't see anything about Sweat, but I see they got Bryce Huff from the Jets and they got Devin White from the Bucks, which pissed me off.
I knew they got Devin White.
Because I really wanted Devin White.
I wouldn't have minded him as well.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have minded him as well. But like I was telling Sean before you came on, what I've noticed about Jerry and them strategy the last couple of years, what I've noticed what they do is they let all these free agencies go, let them all get picked up. They pick up 1 or 2 here or there. And then what they do is wait and see who gonna all officially actually make teams. They don't make the team. They back on the market. That's when they swoop in. You can come play for the Cowboys for $3 million. You be on national TV. Cameras be up here. I can get you a deal on with one of the serious Wheaties, one of them. Coffee, Dunkin' Donuts. You have a contract with them. So I'm like, that's been their strategy. They like, why I'm gonna go give him $10 million, and what if he don't work out after training camp? What if he don't end up being what we need? What if Zimmer don't fit with what Zimmer want to do with Zimmer's scheme? Because we have to remember also Zimmer's scheme and Dan Quinn's scheme is totally different. Like totally different. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people was mad about the Hankins leaving, and a couple of others that left. I wasn't mad about it because in my mind I'm saying Zim has a different scheme and a different scheme. They might not fit what is Zim. What he looked at film. He looked at tape when he came in here, and I know he did. He looked at all these players that was actually going to be free agents. Let me look at them. Let me look at their film, look at their tape. Let me see, whatever. Hey, I'm not keen on keeping this guy. He don't fit me. He ain't gonna fit my scheme. He ain't gonna fit what I want done or how I want them to play. So I'm not mad about them leaving. I wasn't mad about Hankins leaving. I mean, he was good sometimes, but sometimes I'm looking like, boy, you was too big to be standing up there getting pushed down. So sometimes you have to let go the familiar ones to bring in what you really need. And if you're about letting this coach come in and do what he have to do to get this defense where the defense needs to be and what you're looking for, but then we knew we were gonna lose some of those players. I expected them to go with Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn built a relationship with them, so I expected it. You know, and I wish him. I wish him well. You know, damn sure wasn't mad about about Gallimore going leaving. I wasn't mad about him leaving
Nah,
because he
nah.
disappointed me completely. I had
Yeah.
so many hopes for him. He
Yeah, I thought
disappointed
he was
me.
gonna be nice. Yeah, I thought he was
I
gonna
thought
be
he was
nice.
gonna really, really, really work out for us. Only
Mhm.
time I seen your name called is when you got that damn penalty against the Giants. When you want to fight.
They were trying to trade him at one point last year, wasn't it?
Huh?
When they trying to trade him at one point, it was either last year or year before last. They were trying to trade him. They couldn't find a
No
trade
trade,
for
no
him.
suit, no trade suit. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um, just same thing with Gallup. I like Gallup. I wish him well, but he just didn't come back and be what we needed him to be.
yeah, he wasn't
And
the
he
same
may
man.
go to another team and he may work out, but he just
Mhm.
didn't come back and be what we needed him to be. And I don't know if it was fear of getting hurt again or what, but it's like he never got over being, like the jump balls, the balls that he used to get up and get. He just didn't do it anymore.
He didn't. He didn't. He
But
didn't.
he got his
So
he got his money though.
I ain't mad
Mhm.
at him. I'm not mad at him. But we but
I'm trying
but
to think what
we
game
need
that
we need that
was.
little 8.5 back though. We need that. We need that June 1st. Come on. Who else left? I'm happy Ish walked away. Why he could still have a life, why he could still, be with his family, play with his kids, whatever. I'm happy he walked away from it. Neck injuries are nothing to play with.
Yeah.
Um
Pollard.
Pollard. I'm not mad at Pollard for leaving. He went closer to home, to his hometown. Um,
Mhm.
Tyron.
he did what he. I'm not mad. Tyron will miss 13 games.
I know,
Um,
right?
I thank Tyron for everything he done for for Cowboys Nation. He
Yeah,
was
but
he was that he was that secret haven, safe space. I get it. I get it. But I was tired of seeing him stand on the sideline when we needed him. I
mhm.
wish him well. I wish him well. I mean, I feel like he's still gonna come back and retire as a Cowboy. Um, but I was tired of looking at him on the sideline and mad, huffing and puffing like he want to be in like he mad about not being in the game. And you ain't in the game. Why you didn't put your helmet on? Why you just didn't walk on the field?
So
So
man, what y'all think about Hussein Richards? Like, cause he looked pretty solid the couple snaps he got.
um I always felt with more playing time, I think he can be developing what we need him to be.
Mhm.
I do. And that's that comes back to what I just said earlier, Sean. We don't develop our players. We get these
Oh, we
players
don't.
and we don't use them. We let them just sit and sit and sit and sit. We keep
Mhm.
on putting the old broken parts out there that we know is broke and we know done. They might have been good for
Mhm.
us the first 5, 6 years, but they done,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
And it comes a time that you have to let go. You have to let go. You know, um, Tyrone Smith is a Hall of Famer. He was great for us. I cannot take that away from him. But I wish him the best over there with the Jets. As long as they don't let him practice, he may be able to be available week 1, week 2, might, and the Baxter might go over there and play all 17 games. Who knows?
Man, you talking about
Just
somebody to be
because.
pissed. Yeah, he go
Just
there and
because.
start out 17 games. You talking about a man? I will be pissed.
He might go over there and play all 17 games. We
Yeah,
don't know. We just
I'd be
don't know.
pissed. You over here, you sneezing
You
and
over here, cause you over
tearing,
here. They
tearing up
walk
your
by you, you
hamstring.
got something broke. So
Yeah.
um, but sometimes you have to move on. Sometimes you have to let go. And that even goes into play with Dak. If this is Dak's last year, it is what it is. It is what it is. You know, you got to move on at some point.
Okay. Can I play devil's advocate for a hot minute? Now
Yeah.
I know we pissed at Jerry and Steven, right? But let's just look at it from Jerry's standpoint. Just let's just look at it from Jerry's standpoint. I won't even say Jerry's standpoint from business owner, right? So I got Michael Parsons, that's gonna be a big ticket. I got CD Lamb, that's gonna be a big ticket. Dak's already a big ticket, right? Trayvon, that's a big ticket. So I'm paying all these guys top dollar, right? And we getting in the postseason and getting smoked. So why am I paying all this money again? Right. So at some point you're gonna ask why am I paying Dak 55? Why am I paying Micah 30? Why am I have to go pay CD Lamb 25? Why am I paying this again? And we doing absolutely nothing in the playoffs. Like at some point, you gonna like, hey, I want some type of return on my investment. At some point, you're gonna expect something.
So can I play devil's advocate?
Yeah.
Did you expect Green Bay to come in there and dominate us the way they did?
I did not.
What did they players say after the game? They pretty much said that their coach prepared them well against what we do good against what Dallas does bad.
Yep. Because I know Jordan Love. I saw Jordan Love. I think he was on Michael Parsons' show, and he was talking about how bad the linebacker play was, and they basically were going to run the ball because they basically, in so many words, said the linebacker play was trash.
Yeah. So is that coaching or is that the players?
Both, really.
Okay, is that management?
Especially in the run game. You got to want it in the run game, right? So
is that management or the players?
I would say more so management.
Because you got 6 guys.
John said both of them.
You got 6 guys on your team that is 6'2", 6'3", about 220-something pounds. Mm-hmm. And you rotate these 6 guys between safety and linebackers.
Yeah.
What other team in the NFL besides the Cowboys do you know that starting linebackers at 210, 215? And if you say they 6'2", 225 pounds, they really 6'2", 200 pounds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So Green Bay did what they had. They got the ball. They came down the field and just ran the ball down our throat.
Because we begged them to run it. You got 6 DBs out here, right? We begging them to run the ball. Like Dan Quinn begged them to run the ball. Why would I pass and you got 6 DBs out here? You already had problems stopping the run. Hankins can only do so much, right? Like you got 6 DBs. Are you too light? You too light in the ass to stop the run.
Yep. So I'm not. Let's see. Cardinals has that same one linebacker that was a safety. And what did they do? Tennessee.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't have the Troy Polamalu's and
Ed Reeds.
Ed Reeds, and even a little short kid. What was the little small guy that played for the Colts?
Bob Sanders.
Bob Sanders.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was all pro, but that's the only all pro you had, really. I mean, the Cardinals, I don't know. I don't want to speculate. I don't want to. I'm moving on to 2024.
But yeah, but really, I was saying that like about Jerry to say this. So me personally, after the Green Bay game, I was ready to blow everything, just blow it all up. Let's start over, right? This not gonna work. So we need it. We need a team, and the real issue is the front office does not know what it takes to win. even though we all see the playoffs every year. We all see the teams that the last 4 teams that were left all had a stout defense, all had a stout run game, all 4 of them. But for some reason, we want to be pass happy. We want to not commit to the run, and we want the best pass defense in the league. Screw the run, right? That's fine in the regular season. They'll win you 12 games in the regular season, right? But in the playoffs, you got to stop the run, and you have to be able to run the ball. Bottom line.
And you have to play solid. You have to play solid defense.
You have to play solid defense, right? So and this team is not built for the postseason, right? And I don't know if and I was ready to blow it up. So I don't know if this is Jerry's way of blowing it up by putting everybody on 1-year deals and just letting everybody walk. Hey, we're gonna start over from scratch. But it seems like that's kind of the direction he's headed. Like we about to be rebuilding here in a year or two, and I'm cool with it, long as we rebuild right. If you's telling me we're gonna build a team that can stop the run, and we're gonna build a team that's committed to running the ball, then I'm cool with it, right? I'm cool with that. But and to be honest, I really think that's I ain't gonna say the problem with Dak, but I think that's what Dak needs. Like Dak needs a team with a stout defense, and we need to commit to the run. Like you can win with Dak, but you have to commit to the run, and you have to put a real defense out there, right? Because Patrick Mahomes wasn't Patrick Mahomes last year. He had to lean on the defense in the run game to get it done last year.
Yeah.
So
I mean, if you in order to win a Super Bowl, I say this all the time. You have to have a good team. You have to have good coaching. You got to have a little bit of luck.
Yeah, you definitely got to have a little bit of luck.
and I always go back to say that 2016, I'm sorry, that 2014 team, the Dez called a year.
Oh,
that was probably our best chance to win a Super Bowl.
I think we would have took the whole thing, dude. I ain't gonna lie to you. I think we would have took the whole thing. If they hadn't screwed us, I think we would have took the whole thing. Because we had already beat Seattle in Seattle that year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the fact that we didn't have that little bit of luck to get us over the top is why we got sent home.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I don't feel as enthusiastic about this year as I did last year. Last year I was kind of excited. This year I'm like, can't wait for football season to start.
Yeah, I want to see what we do in the draft though. I want to see, because Will McClay's been pretty good in the draft. So I want to see what we do in the draft, and I'm willing to bet money that Zim's gonna put a good defense on the field. So, like I said, I don't think we're gonna be terrible. I don't think we're going in the basement, but I don't think we win in 12 games. And that may be what we need. Hell, we may need to scratch and claw our way in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? So it may be out for the best.
Yep. Well, with that being said, Nick, anything you want to close us out with?
I forgot what I don't know. I lost my train of thought. I can't even remember. I was letting Mr. Cowboy Nathan talk. I was sitting up here thinking about something that I was going to talk about that I want to address, but I think it was about Jerry now. I think it was about Jerry. Oh, we didn't discuss the Al Davis I mean, that ain't that, but not loyalty. I'm talking about Al Davis. I'm calling Jerry Al Davis so much.
I
I
mean,
think
hell, that's who he
I
acting
look,
like.
I
I was
think
already start typing.
I'm like, hell, he Al
I'm
Davis
like,
on there.
oh Lord, because that's who he act like. That's who his mentor was. He Al Davis 2.0.
I promise.
I was what's his name? Al Harris getting the
Oh,
promotion.
yeah,
We didn't discuss that.
yeah.
So
Now,
what are y'all
I
thoughts on
was,
that?
yeah, that warmed my heart. They really did. They really warmed my heart.
So
That
now
was
we
one of
know
the few
why
things we
Jerry
did.
blocked them.
Yeah, that was one of the few things we did that made me smile. I was like,
Right.
okay, I'm cool with that. Yeah,
But his
yeah.
loyalty also showed that it was to Mike McCarthy, right? That's what it showed to
Mm-hmm.
me. That his
Mm-hmm.
loyalty showed that it was with Mike McCarthy. Because I remember he had ties with both of them. He had ties with Quinn and he had ties with McCarthy.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but overall, I was, when the wagering back and forth, I was like, his loyalty will show who his loyalty is with. And I think that's why Witt left, because he knew that McCarthy had
Mm-hmm.
this in line for Al. Al
Mm-hmm.
didn't trip about Jerry and them blocking him from leaving. I knew it was the reason they blocked him from leaving. So kudos to Al. I think he deserved it. He has the respect for the players. Um, now I don't. I'm not saying that he's ready to be like a head coach, but I think this is helping him to trend in the right
Exactly.
direction, to
Yeah,
be ready
it's a
to
step
be
in
a
the right
head coach,
direction.
to become ready for a head coach. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking that it's trended. That's a good trend for him to go, long as he don't listen to and follow Mike McCarthy.
So you know
So
what I
what
think?
about? Go
You
ahead,
know,
Fox.
I think that this was some of the players going to Jerry and saying, "Hey, we like Dan Quinn. He was that guy who related to us, and we need to keep this guy on our roster because he's going to be the next guy that we can go to the rah guy, because we're not going to get this out of Mike McCarthy." So I think that Jerry decided to keep Al Harris on the squad because he would be that coach that kept the team together. Now, that's kind of what I thought.
So this is a question I have. So I know a lot of people on 1-year deals. What is Al's contract situation?
Huh. Let me look it up for you.
Because and the reason I'm asking is, in the event that Mike McCarthy does not get it done again, right? And Jerry decides, hey, I don't have another contract for you, that would put Al Harris in line to take over, right? With him being assistant head coach, unless he want to let Zim take it or whatever. But Al Harris would very much be in the mix to be the next head coach, right? He would at least be considered if
So let's
he's
say
assistant head coach now.
Or will
if they fired McCarthy mid-season, he would take over.
Exactly. And I'm gonna tell you, if Mike come out here with this bubblegum clock management and yo behind is on the line, it could very well happen. You getting the 2-minute drill and you just freezing, you don't know what the hell to do, you don't know to call a timeout, or you know what I'm saying? We're in a close game, we need this game. And here you go, you don't know when to call a timeout, you don't know when to challenge. Like, yeah, it can very well happen.
Like I said, I thought it was a good move for the players.
Yeah, I think this was all about a player move as well, because Diggs publicly said it so many times. Bland said it so many
Yeah.
times. And I have to give him his credit. He those defensive backs, he worked with them a lot. And I liked the confidence that he showed in them. Even when Bland was out there getting tore up, when Bland would come to that sideline,
Yeah.
he would be the
Yeah.
first one to meet him at the end, and he would tell him, "You got one out there. You got one out there. You know, you got another one out there. There's one out there." So I did like the confidence that he kept in them. Because I remember the times when our cornerbacks would go to the sideline, they didn't gave up, and they would just already automatically be defeated.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I remember those times they would just automatically be defeated. And then you have the Cowboy fans that don't like Dak, but then you got to look at a couple of games and you got to say, if we didn't have Dak, we wouldn't have won this game.
That Seattle game.
That's
That
that's
Seattle
one.
game. Yeah, that Seattle game.
Let's talk about the Detroit game.
The
Dak don't
Detroit
make
game.
that move and get out that safety that he was finna get that ball down the
Yeah.
field to CD Lamb. Ultimately, that touchdown won the game.
Yeah.
It was an early touchdown, but it won the
And,
game.
and you can really say that was a 9-point swing because he was in the end zone. If
Right.
he gets sacked in the end zone, that's 2 points.
That's 2 points.
Yeah.
And that 2-point conversion, they wouldn't have needed.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't what you call him miss a field goal in that game? I mean, extra point. Or did he miss a field goal?
I know he didn't miss a field goal because he didn't miss a field goal until he got to Washington. That was his first field goal he missed when he got to
Yeah,
Washington.
he probably missed the extra point then.
So he
No,
might have
was
missed the
missing
extra.
this one. Yeah,
He might have
was
missed the
missing
extra point. He missed, but he didn't. I know it wasn't because he didn't. His first field goal was when we played in Washington.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think we're gonna see out of D-Law? What do y'all think we're gonna see out of D-Law this year?
He's gonna play more inside.
Really?
Because think about what Zimmer plays. He runs a damn near a hybrid 3-4, damn near. So you're gonna have 2 rush edges. D-Law will come inside on that guard tackle gap versus on the outside. D-Law didn't do bad when he played inside.
He didn't. He really didn't. He really didn't.
So that's what I see. Now, if I would have let a player go, I would have let D-Law walk a couple years ago.
Yeah.
For the amount of money that he's getting paid.
That $20 million run stopper? No. I pass.
Exactly.
I pass something that $20 million, you're supposed to be wrecking games, Jack.
Exactly.
Yeah, so.
But like I said, I'm not the GM. I'm the number 1-3 fan of the Cowboys. So I'm just gonna go from there. Like I said, I'm looking forward to the draft. We got the draft coming up, and let's see. Anything in Cleveland this year?
No, it's in
Michigan, Detroit.
Michigan. It's in Detroit.
Yeah, in Detroit. Thursday, April 25th through Saturday the 27th. All right, I should be back in town. I should be able to watch that game. Watch the draft. I might even try to go up there. I got family up there.
Yeah, and that's what I said. I'm gonna wait on the moves that we do in the draft. I'm gonna also wait on the moves that we do training camp wise, 53-man roster, before I make a determination on what's gonna happen with this team. I think Zimmer going to bring something different to the defense, especially discipline, was what we have been lacking since Dan Quinn been here, is discipline. And I think Zimmer is going to bring discipline. I think Zimmer is going to bring an attitude that's going to make each and every one of them become accountable for what they're doing on the field. Gonna make them accountable for unnecessary penalties. Like, I wasn't mad about Fowler leaving. Thank you. I'm tired of your fouls. I'm tired of your outside penalties. Bye. I'm cool with that. Thank you, but okay. You know. So I wasn't mad about it. I wasn't mad about that. My main concern for me is gonna be on definitely on the offensive side, because will you have a player that's basically saying, being told that we're gonna play your contract out this year and see what happens? You see what I'm saying? It could be a lot of pressure. It could be a lot of pressure, not for just Dak, but for Mike McCarthy as well. But definitely on the defensive side, I want to see what holes, these major holes we have. I need to see how they get filled on the defensive side, and I definitely need to see what happens with this O line, because that O line is going to tell you everything. The O-line, it doesn't matter who your wide receivers are. It doesn't matter who your running back is. None of that is not going to matter. It doesn't even matter who your quarterback is. None of that's going to matter if that O line and its center is not up to par.
Yeah.
And we do know that we're going to have to change some of these plays and some of this stuff up now, because you got our center over in Washington.
Yeah.
So that's another thing. How is Mike gonna shuffle this? Because you got your main deep, you got let's all the way basically keep it 100. You got half of your defense at Washington.
Yep.
You got the main core of your offense at Washington, which is your center. The center is your main core of your O-line. He the one that signals what's happening to the quarterback. You know what I'm saying? So that's major factors over there at Washington. Then you got your secondary coach over there at Washington that know your players inside and out. Know your plays inside and out, because you practice against your defense in practice. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of big things that we have to take an account for this season. And this is going to determine the type of coach Mike McCarthy really is. This right here is going to determine the type of coach he really is. This is going to tell it.
I agree. Yeah.
So, I don't expect Washington to do much, just because they're going to be starting with a new quarterback. You know,
I just hope they don't take panics. I'm just hoping they don't take panics. I hope they take JJ McCarthy like they.
That's what they're saying. They trying to get right JJ McCarthy.
Yeah. Take JJ McCarthy. That'll be awesome.
Yeah, and I'm surprised that they not even talking about taking the LSU quarterback.
Yeah. I don't.
I'm surprised they're not even talking about taking him. But you see, that's what happened in the draft when the Bears jumped to get Trubisky trash and passed on Watson and Mahomes. No, but we don't have to do it this show. But on next show, I think it's going to be good for us to run down the quarterbacks that has the big contracts. When are we going to see the media outrage and say when this quarterback going to show up? When this quarterback going to show up? You got your Justin Herbert, got paid, he ain't did nothing. You got Watson, got paid, all guaranteed. He ain't did nothing.
Watson is robbing him. Deshaun Watson is robbing Cleveland. Robbing him.
Kirk Cousins, he didn't got 100 million. What he gonna do? I want to talk about the Russ real quick. Let's talk about the Russ and the Justin Fields trade to Philly. I mean to Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm.
What are y'all thoughts on this?
Russ gonna mentor him for a year, and Fields gonna take over.
Yep, that's what I think. Russ better have his act together. Because we was talking about Mike losing his job mid-season. Russ can very well lose his job mid-season because they only paying him $1.2 million.
Right, and they ain't got nothing to lose.
They ain't got nothing to lose.
They don't have nothing to lose.
And Justin Fields can play right now.
Yeah.
So I mean, Russ better be on his A game.
Yep.
Yeah, I think Pittsburgh. I was looking at they roster. I think they are the team with the roster that have just about every player on there on a rookie deal. They winning. They got like about every player on there on a rookie deal. I don't think Sean Payton is going to be what he think he's going to be in Denver, even with his own quarterback, as he say he won his own quarterback. I still don't think he's going to be what he think he's going to be in Denver. So let's wait and let's see. We got a lot of stuff we could talk about, y'all, up until the draft. So we got some things we could talk about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So okay,
we'll get there.
Well, it's been real.
Definitely.
We hadn't been on in a while. I think we had a great show tonight. I think we've been gone a little while, so just got to get everybody back acclimated with the fact that we gonna be back on talking probably like every other week up until the draft.
Yeah, which is about 3 weeks away.
Right. You know,
4 weeks away, or actually I think a month from today.
Yeah, I think draft night we should do a draft party, a draft show, draft night. I think that would be good to do, so we could talk about that offline. But anyway, I appreciate everyone who did tune in and join in and watch us tonight. And of course, we couldn't do this without y'all. I appreciate your cousin coming on, jumping on in with us, giving us some of your insight and input.
Ain't no problem. Y'all know y'all ain't doing nothing but sitting that link. I'm pulling up.
That's what's up.
So, well, you know what I said on my post. If I tell you to come by, you can get out the car. If I tell you pull up, I'm coming outside. Stay in your lane.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
So,
well, definitely, it was definitely nice to seeing you when I was in Dallas, Nikki.
Yes, we had a great time.
I would definitely be back. I'll be back soon. My job's gonna send me back out that way, so I'll definitely see you when I come back out that way.
Of course.
And hopefully we'll see everybody in Atlanta this year coming up.
Oh yeah, it's going down.
It's going down in the A.
Kelly, we going down. Hey, Kelly,
going down in the A. Going down in the A. Going down in the A.
Atlanta, we gotta get with you, Kelly, when we come down there and hit our unofficial sponsor.
But you know, it's crazy how we are at 2 hours and didn't even realize we was finna be at a 2 hour show. We planned to do just an hour show, and just like that, we at a 2 hour show. Like shows you how engaged we are with our team.
Yeah, that's what's up.
So I'm still sick of Jerry. I'm still sick of Steven. I'm still sick of him. I'm sick of them. I'm sick of the new daughter. Even though he ain't claiming her yet, he still ain't claiming her. He still ain't gonna take that DNA test.
I was like, ain't Jerry too old for this? Like
he is too old to be being drugged through court for a DNA test.
You too old to be on Maury.
He is too old for this.
Not Maury.
This dude, this dude about 100 years old, and he being subpoenaed to take a DNA test.
Man.
That is ridiculous. That is ridiculous. And you know that's your daughter, Jerry. Why you gave her mama all that money? You would have never gave that woman all that money if that wasn't your daughter. You know that's your daughter.
No, that's your daughter.
You know, so and then you know, I don't know how this gonna come out for the Dak situation either, but I was telling Sean that Roger Goodell has the option to put Dak on his exemption list because of what the accusations are. If it came down to that, he has the option to do that, and then if he does that, then Dak's money won't count against our cap this year.
Boy,
If
that's a cold
if
game.
that was to happen, but you
That's a
know
cold
what?
game.
If that was to happen, that would serve us right because now it would show them what we really have sitting behind that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you right about that. You
It
right
was
about that.
strong. It is strong.
Everybody's calling for Trey Lance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you gonna get what you asking for. Yeah,
And Cooper Rush, they gonna get it.
and Cooper Rush, you gonna get what you
They
asking for.
don't. They don't. I wouldn't be like I told Sean. I wouldn't be surprised if Jerry set this up for that to happen. For that.
That what, man? Cause ain't that convenient?
It's just too convenient. It's just too
ain't that
convenient to come out
Jerry?
when it's contract negotiations.
When it's contract negotiation time, now all of a sudden, this smells a lot like Deshaun Watson. Like when
And
he
you
was
let
saying,
the girl lawyer go on 105.3 defend. And you let her lawyer go on y'all station that y'all talk on every day on 105.3 defend. You let her lawyer go sit on there and talk about your quarterback, your face of your franchise. Come on now.
Yeah. This smell like Deshaun Watson, man. Like, cause
Just don't
Watson,
say too much now. Don't say too much. Now keep it suspenseful. Don't say too much.
I'm with Kelly, man. Like this very much like because with none of this, we ain't heard about Deshaun Watson violating nobody until he said he was ready to leave Houston. Now everybody and their mama coming out saying Deshaun did this, Deshaun. This is looking very similar. And this man got a $55 million cap hit. You got to pay now. All of a sudden in
2017, some girl when his rookie year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's a cold game. That's rough, man.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
All right, fam. We will definitely
y'all have a good night.
Definitely see y'all. I'm gonna have technical difficulties in a minute because I didn't bring my my power cord. So
all right. Well, have a good night, everybody. We appreciate you.
All right, we'll talk to you later.
Good night.
All right, y'all. Y'all be safe.
Later.
All right.